This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Can you talk us through what Brad's bar was, Brad?
So when I was living out of home, I thought it'd be a great idea to buy a bunch of liquor and sell it to my mates for $4. So that's pretty much the premise of it. And I get to make it up, and they get to sit back and relax at the crib
And give you money.
and give me money, and I just spent it on more alcohol for
Nice.
myself. I did
Genius.
there was a couple solid months where it was like people were paying. I was buying more alcohol. It was kind of just paying for itself. And then I got pretty poor, so I decided to spend it on my own alcohol consumption. But it was I've heard great things from other people. It was a great experience.
What's your signature, would you say?
It's called the Captain's Paradise. Probably go pretty well
Yeah.
at the Seven Seas, actually.
Right.
It's any type of spiced rum on bot with Coke Zero. It's got to be Coke Zero. Bunch of ice and a little splash of Malibu on top.
Nice.
Super tasty. That's an all-time
I
classic.
think I've had a few of them.
Captain's
Maybe
Paradise.
at points. Yeah.
Hey, did you know that?
It's a crowd favourite.
Did you know Coke Zero is not actually called Coke Zero anymore?
It's called Coke No Sugar.
It's just
isn't
called Coke No Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go look on the
Really?
bottles and cans, it doesn't say zero. It's Coke, and it just says no,
No
sugar
sugar.
at the top.
That
Yeah.
sucks. Why would you ever?
Go Google it right now. Not right now.
Not right now. I'll happily wait. But
Yeah.
Coke no sugar really doesn't
Yeah.
have the same ring. Is there a legal requirement there, do you think?
I don't know.
Like,
Well, they had it for years, so I
like
don't know.
they're not allowed to have a numerical
Yeah.
number saying there's definitely zero sugar. But when they say no sugar, there might be a little bit more leniency. It's like no sugar, in brackets, little bit of sugar.
Maybe just a little bit.
It's
Just a touch of sugar.
It's a
Just
touch
probably
of
But like,
sugar
no,
in there.
you don't have to worry about the little sugar we're
There's
putting
no-
in. If we come out here and tell you right now that we got zero sugar, there's gonna be some qualms.
Yeah,
There's gonna be people
yeah.
up in arms for sure.
How do they do it? What is like the how?
They just
What
put
is
other
the
shit that's
sweet
like sugar
aspect?
but not sugar, I think. It's like just...
Mm.
I don't know.
Mm.
I've never looked
Is
at
it
the
all
back.
natural sugar? I don't know.
Probably not.
No, it can't be. Sure.
Dad, just they make
Probably
too much
some
of it. Yeah, I don't
Element deep in the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's not sugar. We don't know what it is,
No.
but it's all
It's
good.
It's
tasty,
something
though.
else. It is yummy.
I
I
like
might
Coke Zero.
prefer a
I like-
Coke Zero.
In a alcoholic beverage, I'd rather Coke Zero.
Yeah.
That's my
It's
take.
not as harsh. No.
What about this? Pepsi or Coke?
Describe the setting. Because it matters, for sure.
Okay.
That's so true.
You're washed up.
Yeah.
You just had a big night on the Terps.
Yeah.
A night on the Terps, and you're just going out for lunch with your family. It's midday, and you're not getting a beer, but you're just going to get some sort of beverage, Coke
probably
or
It's
Pepsi.
probably a Coke.
Probably a Coke, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go Coke, and then what about though? Coke no sugar or Pepsi Max?
Pepsi Max.
It's got to be Pepsi Max. Yeah.
Pepsi Max
Pepsi
is
Max.
pretty good.
See,
Reigns supreme.
it's
Yeah.
funny how that works, isn't
Yeah,
it?
It is.
it is.
It's crazy.
Mm.
If you ever go to KFC, their default is like Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
When I worked at the old Fisho, shout out Still Street Fish Market in Newcastle, Pepsi Max was everyone's go-to. It was by far the most
Yeah.
popular.
I think there's a cult following for it. Like people get more addicted to that than regular Pepsi.
What would you say the best, like, most sought after fish product was, Will?
Oh, for fresh fish.
Just like like your fried fish variety.
Oh, fried. The fish cocktails or
Mm.
calamari ring. The
gonna
fresh
say.
fish though is salmon or barramundi.
That amount.
Alabarani.
Yeah. Yeah, salmon goes off. Speaking of going off, let's get into these goddamn albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dicked around long enough talking about these drinks. So Bradley, you chose these two this week.
Yes, I sure did.
Why? Why these two?
Because there was, just before COVID, there was a gig with the Avalanches and Jamie X at the Horton Pavilion. And me and my mates were going to go. But it got called off 2 days before. And we still went to Sydney and sent it. Went to a house gig, I think, instead, which was really, really fun. But I thought because these both they're playing together. I know they both admire each other's work, and they're even though they're like 16 years apart, I think there's some parallels and some influences. So yeah, I thought it'd be good. Yeah. It's like they're very different, but I don't know what you can put Since I Left You up against besides something like this. I think.
Yep. No, for sure. Yeah. So Since I Left You by the Avalanches and In Colour by Jamie XX. How long were... I think the XX were only together for like 6 years before we did this. Because they would have started like 2008, 2009, maybe?
God. Maybe? Do you guys like the XX?
Yeah. I was
never really listened to them.
I was a big fan back in the day, but I hadn't actually...
Brad, you're laughing. What's the go?
Do you not? The XX.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked him, but to be fair, I haven't listened since I was 17, 16, 17. But I liked him back then. And I hadn't really listened to Jamie XX before.
Yeah. I reckon that it's a big old yawn.
Like, yeah. Well, I'll say, actually, some of the tracks that were more
I thought
XX on this
album was a bit of a yawn.
Really?
No, it is. It is. I agree with that.
Yeah, big time. Not all of them, not the whole album, but like, you know, there's some songs on there that I would fall asleep to for sure. As opposed to the Avalanches. Just non-stop.
Yeah.
That video you sent, Brad, the little Avalanches documentary.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of nerds.
Oh, hey, how good
God.
is that? Yeah.
And they're way more Aussie than I thought they would be.
Oh, yeah. They're like...
They got the West Bogan accent. It's heaps funny. I expected them to be like posh Sydney, like posh Melbourne sort of thing.
No, they're straight out of the burbs.
Nah. Yeah.
I feel as though whenever you watch a video back of an Australian in the 90s or early 2000s, because it's on the... Like whatever they filmed it on, the accents are so much more prominent.
I think
it's like everyone is just like bogan.
I think they just might have been more prominent back in the day. I think there was like Australians have slowly, just from like watching American TV and stuff, probably shifted the accent.
But
yeah,
the average bogan is still prevalent.
Still bogan, yeah, that's for sure.
Is alive and well in 2020 in Australia. Don't forget about that.
That's for sure.
Yeah. No, 100%. Cool. On the polls we put up, I don't know if you guys looked, but the Avalanches absolutely cleaned house on the polls.
Really? Yeah.
I didn't get the exact numbers, but I would say 90% Avalanches. So I'm pretty keen. I'm really keen to see what you say, Brad, because I don't know. I know you have a long love for the Avalanches, but I don't know how much. Oh, we should mention, Brad. We saw Jamie XX live. We have seen him live before. Remember?
Well,
Lost Paradise.
We did. Lost Paradise 2016, and you were not a fan.
Oh my god, I was not a fan.
Like, it was not a Jamie XX like live show. He was playing a DJ set, and he was just spinning like house records and then playing old like.
He played for like he played for about 7 hours, and we were right up the front, and all it was just bass. Just like,
he had like a big red button up on stage. Just said bass. He just, you know that meme where it's like slam the button down? He legit had that up on stage.
It was legit bass.
People
had
their
20 minutes.
Yeah, hands in their ears, fingers in their ears. And
I was one of those people. And I'm like, you know, I go to gigs. I'm not one of those people that don't like loud noises, but it was horrible. It was honestly horrible.
It would rattle your whole
body. You have a very little attention span, though, Will. Like, one of the smallest attention spans I've ever known. Whatever gig it is. Doesn't matter. They could be playing for 20 minutes and Will will be like, God, I've been playing for a while, eh? It's just like, move along.
You like a short and sweet set. And that's
when Grinspoon played, you're like, yeah. They played this song.
Come on. Hey, Grinspoon at Groove in the Mood 20... What year did we play? 2018.
Yeah.
They play... what's their biggest song? Chemical Heart played for 45 minutes. I went to the artist tent, got a beer, came back, and they were still going, better get started.
And he just got
did not stop.
They did it. It straight up did it. It was normal, but you were very fixated on it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
There are very outside reasons for that. We won't get
But yeah, Jamie XX had Lost Paradise.
It was so good.
Not a fan.
It was chill.
No.
But
it was not chill. It went chill.
It just had.
I think that's why I like can't get around this album as much because of that one time.
We went to Falls.
What was Jamie XX's best song that night? Was it the bass? Or was it bass number 4?
You're gonna make some people mad by saying that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but we went to Falls 2017, Will, and the Avalanches played. Did you not go see him?
I didn't go 2017.
You went a year after? No,
Year before.
the year
year
that Val
before.
Soho played.
Oh, did the Avalanches play then?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
True,
Modern
no,
Baseball and Taku
I,
and all the rest.
I must have watched someone else or something.
I don't know who was
I
on
didn't-
that night, but I don't know what you were doing. You might have been. I don't know.
Was that the last night?
It was the same night as Val and Soho, I'm fairly sure.
Oh, true. They must have played after, and I
Yeah.
must have just went back. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Probably did too many
There you go.
shoeys in Violence Soho. Just passed out. Hey, Will.
Oh my
We do
god.
not condone shooting.
That set was awesome. All right. Should we get cracking
Yeah.
on these?
Yeah.
All right. Let's pump through this. Avalanches. Yeah. So they're from Melbourne. First Aussie band on an all Australian podcast. How about that? At 13 episodes in. We're truly sorry. Formed in 1997. So there was 6 of them, but there was the 2 producers were Darren Seltman and Robbie Chada.
Yeah.
But now it's just Robbie and Tony DeBlasi. So there's only 2 of them. There used to be 6. I'm not going to go through the names. But so this album was released on the 27th of November 2000 by Modular Recordings. So that's like Tame Impala, Presets, Cut Copy, Wolf Mother label.
Nice.
Also did Living End debut, which is random.
Interesting.
So they estimated, because you watch that video, they don't actually know how many samples they entirely used, but
Yeah, there's mixed.
it's between the range of about 900 to 3,500.
Yeah.
Now, Brad, can you explain to the good people who may not know what a sample or sampling is, what it is?
Oh, it's just, well, the way they did it, they just went crate digging for years and found old samples, or old songs, and they just repurposed and rearranged sections of songs to make new songs, pretty much. Essentially.
Yeah.
And Jamie XX also does that as well, if you didn't know. On this
Yeah,
album, there's
yeah.
a few tracks that have sampled some classic stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the premise of it. And yeah,
Is this whole album samples?
I believe.
Like everything?
I think
Like
I have the
even the
record
drums?
right here, actually. Hey,
Look at that.
and I
Look at
was
that.
reading the inside, and I think there's a couple vocal performances that are that were recorded for it, not like sampled.
Was
I
that
think
like
it's
What about
either
the drums?
electricity-
Something
No, I think
Saiyan
most of the
group?
drums are like either one shots or loops.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the thing with this album that's so crazy. If the whole thing is a sample,
Yeah.
yet they've made it so cohesive,
Yeah.
and I think that has a lot to do with the drums, though. The
Yeah.
drums kind of
And I see
bring
insert on
every
this
song
as
together.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. If you never need to borrow it, let me know.
Yeah, cool. So 4 singles: Electricity, Frontier Psychiatrist, Since I Left You, and Radio. It peaked at 8 in the UK, 21 in Australia, 12 in Norway. But it also then peaked again in Australia in 2017 when they re-released it. They peaked at 15. Is that what you got, Brad? That vinyl? Is that 2017?
I think so. I think it's a reissue. Actually, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure because that's just after when Wildflower came out as well.
Yeah, that checks
And,
out.
yeah.
And then, Pitchfork's 10th best album of the 2000s.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
So they loved it. Cool. Jamie XX, James Smith, London-based producer. Yeah, as we said, he's from the XX. They won the 2010 Mercury Prize. This album was nominated for the Mercury Prize in 2015. So In Colour was released on the 29th of May 2015 by British label Young Turks. It's a cool label name. Produced by Jamie. Fortet co-produced the 3rd track, Seesaw, but all of it was produced by Jamie XX. 5 singles: Sleep Sound, Girl, Loud Places, Gosh, and I Know There's Gonna Be, brackets, Good Times, end brackets. Peaked at number 2 here. Did not know that. That checks out though.
On the ARIA chart.
3 in the
Yeah.
UK. Yeah,
Wow.
3 in the UK and 21 in America. Nominated for the Mercury Prize, as I said, which is Britain's best album of the year. And it was nominated for Best Dance Electronic Album at the Grammys as well. It was Pitchfork's 25th best album of the 2010s and 2nd best album of 2015. So both albums, not crazy hot on the charts,
Oh no.
but very, especially the Avalanches because it's been around for so much longer,
Yeah.
but such a big legacy.
Lasting influence, for sure.
Yeah. The Avalanches one's always ranked really highly on Australian albums as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely.
It's just, Yeah, it's a good time to get in the elements because that album oozes with charisma. Since I left you,
Yeah.
like there's no vocals. They're not even like a band really, but it's just so much charisma.
Have you seen their performances and stuff there?
Oh, I mean they are a band, but like if you listen to this,
yeah,
not your typical kind of cool frontman.
No,
they're not cool at all. But it's so cool.
It's the most immersive album I think I've ever listened to. I reckon.
Yeah,
as far as like, it's like reading a book. You know, when you read a book and you can like visualize what you're reading, you can really visualize things with this album. I think, which is awesome.
And I think the lack of like a band or a face or a frontman
that helps it. I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is straight up all about the music. There's nothing else to play it here. Did you guys look into like the concept or like the themes of the album at all? Really?
Not really. No.
Yeah. Well, I think I read that before they finished the album, they had a general idea that they wanted to make it like a around the world sort of album, like a kind of like a breakup album, then trying to get away and travel the world and get over your lover. And but they kind of abandoned that because they didn't really want an obvious theme. Yeah. But I think that's one of the strongest points is about this album. It takes you like on that kind of journey still.
Yeah, you're on. It's like a journey it's a very mixed journey there.
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
like songs like Pablo's Cruise and like from there onwards, even a little bit before, you are on a boat.
Yeah,
like there's a few tracks and
the big ship horn, ship noise.
I think
I've got here
into the cover
Pablo's Cruise. Yeah. I'm on a boat for real, and then the next one, Frontier. I'm off the boat, and then Little Journey. I'm back on a boat. Yeah. That's what I've written down there. And but then you get to like Live at Donmo's, and you're in a club.
Yeah.
So it situates you in things, I think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
And the opener.
Yeah.
Which one? Okay, let's talk about both openers. If you had to choose one, Gosh versus Since I Left You.
Oh, that's tough. Because I would say that's the strongest song for me on Jamie XX's.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh my god, it
How
just
good.
worked. It's so
and
unexpected.
You guys, the film clips as well. We got to talk about the film clips.
The synths, at the end, I just didn't expect them.
The first one where
with Gosh,
like comes, it's like
with Gosh,
it's so good.
Tam, my lovely girlfriend got me AirPod Pro for my birthday.
Whoa.
AirPods Pro, and man, they rule. And Brad, I don't think it was the day I saw you at the gym, but it was at night time. Put them in. First song I put on was Gosh.
Yeah.
And because they're like, what's the word? The noise cancellation earphones as well. Put them in. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, this song is
floating. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really like Since I Left You. But Gosh is probably. Yeah,
I'd probably
like you
say
said, Adam,
Gosh
I reckon it's the strongest song on the album.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's probably my favorite opener. Maybe.
Yeah. Hey, what's the go? Why was there 2 music videos for that?
I've no idea. Hey, because I was familiar with like the one that's in the solar system. Essentially, I was the only one I was familiar with, and that's why I kind of like that one better, just because I know it better. But the other one with all
the other one's
the
crazy.
Followers, that
was
insane. Do you reckon that's CGI? It has to be, like, with all the people.
Parts
they all
of
look exactly the same.
The buildings would be.
Oh, yeah.
The buildings
the
would be
power
for
and
sure.
whatnot. Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like that music video fits the song so well. Because it's so eerie, but like weirdly uplifting. It's like it's like perfect melancholy, I'd say.
Yeah.
That song.
It's one of those music videos that elevates the song as well.
Yeah.
I thought kind of really fit it perfectly. I liked the Followers one better, but the Space one was cool.
It's pretty beautiful.
Very cool.
Yeah,
but you could put a lot of songs to that Space one.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So it wasn't like the same with the Jamie XX album. All right, I said it before. It's like depressing dance music. It's not even dance music. It's just like depressing club music, I suppose.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel that at all? Like a lot of the songs kind of go nowhere.
I never listened to this album in that sort of way. This is very much like a late night, just on your computer kind of listening album for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a lot of these tracks on when you're having beers or hanging out.
Yeah.
I would say that I like it as it's kind of like I wish I knew this album when I was in Japan, because I feel like it's like if Since I Left You is like the sea and just like crazy like sometimes Since I Left You is like Disney. Like I feel like I'm on a Disney one of those immersive Disney rides in the best way. But this just Jamie XX's album just feels like you're in a city, like a cityscape. I feel all the way through. It's like busy and there's like weird little noises that sometimes don't repeat. They're just like, I feel like they both have that immersive feel, which is cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not a sing-along album.
No, absolutely not.
That's for sure.
Nah,
I'd say, it's like The Simpsons, like they're kind of really textured and like
there's so many
granular.
On this
I don't know if granular is a word or not, but
no, you can feel the song.
It's
sometimes.
super like it's like a wall of sound. Hey, with a lot of these tracks, and like I think that's his pure just his sound design is one of the biggest strengths of the album.
It's similar to
absolutely, and the instruments he uses as well.
Yeah,
I'd say just like what's that song? Obs.
Yeah,
that's like the marimba is like the main instrument for some. Like I don't think I've ever heard a marimba as the sole main instrument of a song, but it like
I really like that. That's cool.
It's just so rhythmic.
That was the thing I liked the most about the album, just all the different instruments. And I carried on about the bass at Lost Paradise, but the bass on this album is unreal, spot on.
Super
it's so good.
It is. Good.
It's just incredibly fat, but it's not too like overbearing, kind of.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice.
Yeah.
I do think though, like there's a song Hold Tight. I don't know if you remember that one. It's just 4 minutes of nothing. It doesn't go. And I understand what you're saying with like the wall of sound, but it's not. Like, come on, you can't listen to an album and just have half of it be like that. Loud Places is another one until that really good vocal melody comes in. No. I liked it.
I like both those songs.
But only the first 2.5 minutes is nothing, and then the vocal melody comes in. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. This song's good. I know this song.
I feel like you just got to reflect a little bit. Gotta like I really enjoyed that part of it. It's like watching a movie. You just got to kind of like let it. Don't think about it too much. Just like.
I found it hard going from the Avalanches, incredibly unpredictable, to Jamie XX in terms of mood and not flow, because the flow was really good, but like, come on, buddy. It was just a bit predictable, I thought.
Because
I wouldn't say it's predictable. I would say it's the opposite of predictable.
I think the biggest, it's at its best when he's stepping as far away from like his XX stuff as possible. Yeah. Like The Rest Is Noise has always been one of my favorites. Just atmospheric. I think is the best way to say it. Yeah. And like otherworldly. It's like not from Earth.
Yeah, it feels a bit alien for sure. Like dystopian almost.
Yeah, especially even the drums as well. The way they're reverbed up and super like kind of hollow as well, but with the big drivey bass.
I find it weird how Good Times. I find Good Times weird.
Yeah, it comes
just
out
like out of absolutely. That's on a different album.
It's so good though as well.
It's so good. It's really good, but it's like I don't understand. Like it's a completely different thing. It kind of sounds like, even though it's really good, but it does sound like whoever was paying for this album was like, yeah, there needs to be a radio track on there, or there's no point to this. So they just stuck it in there, massive banger. Yeah. But
it's so
I like it.
Yeah, it is like it's kind of just kind of risky.
Sits on its own.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like a bonus track.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
almost
much,
mystery track only available in Japan.
Yeah.
Why do so many? Have you noticed that so many punk bands, especially from the early mid 2000s, they always would do like a Japan bonus track?
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's just
how
like
weird is that?
Do you reckon it's just a harder audience to crack, so they're just trying to really entice them or something?
Maybe they just like exclusivity. They're like,
maybe. It'd all be marketing. Who knows?
Yeah.
You should know that, Adam. Corporate Lindsay.
I should. I'll take note. Corporate Lindsay.
The track on Since I Left You, live at Domino's.
Yeah.
Very Daft Punkish. And radio as well, actually. All they both needed was some mega kick.
Yeah.
They have big bass. They have big bass.
Well, it actually features a sample. My two truths and a lie today, by the way, are samples. We'll get onto that later.
Nice.
So I have done a bit of research into it. But there's what's his name? Thomas Bangalter? Is that how you say his name?
Thomas Bangalter or something.
Bangalter? Yeah, they
The Daft Punk
sampled.
guy.
Yeah, they sampled him on that track.
There you go.
Just him or like?
Well, yeah, one of his like DJ sets, I think.
Oh, true.
Like
Oh.
part
This
of one
came
of
out
his DJ
before Discovery as well.
sets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is
that
crazy.
was like a early bootleg
Yeah.
track, I think, which is hectic.
You can definitely hear that influence from like
Yeah.
off homework and even like the Chemical Brothers as well with the drums.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But at the same time, you can have that and then have like 60s Beach Boys like psychedelic pop at like especially at the end of it and at the end of the album.
Yeah.
And like is world music a genre? It's like like world music for some of the bits. Like Summer, is it called Summer's Crane? I think it's called.
Yeah.
Summer Crane. Yeah.
That one's like, I don't know even what you call that. Hey. And yeah, it's like hip hop, like breakbeat, dance. It's just, and it's all just one after the other, and it's just it's crazy. I don't know how they did it with it being like so cohesive.
And then you got like electricity and that big like pounding bass comes in like across that. That's pretty out of nowhere really as well.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty.
It's almost
punk.
genreless. Like
it kind of goes into heaps of different genres, but
yeah,
it's just one. It's still all definitely from Since I Left You.
and I think you can kind of like interpret it however you want as well. So and it leaves you up to you, which is something I admire.
Me too.
Yeah,
It was one of those albums where every single song added to it, and I don't think you could take one. You could probably take a couple of out, but the flow of it was
you
so
kind of
spot
have
on.
you can't have a favorite song. It's like a favorite section almost.
Yeah. You couldn't listen to it out of order,
No.
You wouldn't.
which I love. I love when albums do that. I love it so much. That's why I think I love this album so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Should we move on to the elements? Do you reckon?
Yeah, quickly add though. This Since I Left You could be the best artwork as well out of the albums we've
For
done
sure.
so
Beautiful,
far.
hey.
So beautiful.
And it suits as I was saying before, you are on a boat for a good section of the album, and I feel like it's that boat.
Frontier Psychiatrist is just like a
You're just
sinking
there
ship,
with
hey.
Yeah.
There's a bit of waves, like torrential rain.
Yeah.
There's a fair chance you might capsize on that boat, but I'm gonna stick to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right,
Drop the anchor down. Speaking of dropping the anchor down, this segue doesn't work. Let's do. Alrighty, let's make some tattoo ideas from these album. I'm not even gonna say lyrics because there are a little bit of lyrics, but whatever you want. Adam, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. My one for the Avalanches is it's not even funny, but it's pretty unimaginative. So I apologize, but just because they're called the Avalanches, I was thinking of having some like boulders like rolling down my arm. So it's kind of like I'm a mountain.
That's crazy.
And that's the Avalanche.
Oh yeah, the Avalanches, of course.
Yeah, the Avalanches, like boulders. There you go.
I am the
good.
mountain.
Yeah, and I am a mountain as well. So
I am the mountain.
That,
I am
that
the
isn't
table.
to do with the album. That was just a statement that I wanted to put in there.
Have you heard that Metallica Lou Reed song? I am the table.
Yeah, like that.
What was going through their mind?
I have no idea.
I am the table.
And then for Jamie XX, I just had, because it's like, as I was saying before, it's kind of like I imagine the city when I listen to it. Have you guys seen Frasier at all?
That sitcom.
No. Oh, there's like the beginning credits of it. They've got it's like an outline of a cityscape, basically New York. I was thinking of having that and then having the apple wheel from the front cover as like the sun or the moon above it.
Decent.
And
Oh yeah.
that's all I got.
Is that a full coloured tat?
No, or only the wheel would be coloured, but then
Okay.
it would just be an outline of the city.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mine from the Avalanches from Frontier Psychiatrist. I did take the lyrics from this. This one's it's okay. The lyrics are: I felt strangely hypnotized. I was in another world, a world of 20,000 girls and milk and rectangles. You only really needed that last line, and milk and rectangles.
Yeah.
Man, this is bad actually. So it's a milk carton pouring milk into a rectangular cylinder. So it's just a milk and rectangles.
Rectangular cylinder.
Like you know when like a water tunnel like water tunnel thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying, but like you're pouring it in, kind of like a gutter, and it's just a rectangle, and then it goes back up to the milk carton. This could be the worst one yet.
I'm angry.
I'm so sorry. We might
have to switch up this segment after that.
And then,
oh yeah, Frontier Psychiatrist, of course. So as soon as they see that, like, oh, how could I not?
Yeah, man, this is a dark time for getting.
Yeah.
Jamie XX from Seesaw, on a seesaw, up and down with you. This one goes out to all my Office fans. Now, I know you boys, avid Office, US Office watchers. You know that scene, the frame where Dwight and Mose are on the seesaw?
Yeah.
That's the tattoo. That's just the tattoo.
I love it. That's maybe one of the best like screenshots on The Office, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was my cover photo at one point.
Yeah. Classic.
Might have to bring it back.
Yeah, my get inked. I might get this. I'm thinking like it's like Flight 22 is off to Honolulu, where it says it like 3 or 4 times just before Live at Domino's. I was thinking like a chest tat with like an outline of a plane, and then like on the other side of your chest, it's like the outline of Hawaii, and it's just like some dotted lines telling like the plane's going to Hawaii across the chest, like in like a crude little homemade style, if you know what I mean. And
are you actually gonna get that?
You're gonna get that, a big chest tat
on your chest.
Yeah, nice. I got a lot of hair to get through first, so maybe next year. And for Jamie XX, I had off Good Times. It's like I'm a ride in that pussy like a stroller, and I just had like a. It was
oh no!
It was just a black and white tat with like a cat in a baby pram. What do you reckon?
Oh, that's gross. What's that line again?
When I was trying to look for a tat.
Wait, Brad, can you say that line again real quick?
I'm a ride in that pussy like a stroller.
Yeah.
Man,
Young Thug,
that's grim.
I remember when I was trying to find a tat, I was like, oh, this is kind of one of the only tracks with lyrics, and I looked through it, I was like, definitely can't use any. Because almost every single line. You did it. You're a braver man than I, for
that's
sure.
Right. I just like that.
That's why that song's so whack.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, next segment.
Yeah, next. All right.
Fattest riff.
Cool. Favorite part of the album. I said this before. This isn't even my favorite part of the album, but I just laughed. The ship noise at the end of Pablo's Cruise. Yeah. It's just so funny. And that was so what I did for my fattest riff. Yeah,
really haunting.
It's cool. Because here in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, if you live kind of close to the harbour, beach even, you can hear the ships when they come in. And there's a Facebook page called Newy Ship Noises. Shout out to Newy Ship Noises. Great admin of that one. And every time I hear a noise, they're very much not active anymore. But that's why it just reminded me of that. And I was like, that's funny as. And then I said this before as well. Intro of Gosh for Jamie XX. Or not the intro, just when like it kicks in kind of.
Yeah.
Even the intro though, because it's so like eerie and caught me off guard. Boom. But I really liked it.
Nice.
Definitely my favourite part. What are yours?
Okay.
Mine was the same for Gosh. That was definitely my favourite. That's what stood out like over the whole album. But for the Avalanches, I had When the Bass Comes in Electricity, just because it's like as far as like a fattest riff, if we are still doing fattest riff, I feel like that is the fattest part of the album for me.
Nice.
And it's just like way louder as well. Way louder than the rest of the album, which is
gets pretty loud.
I'm a fan of.
Definitely a high point. What are your, Brad?
I had since I left you, I had the beat switch going into a different feeling when it first hits that
Yeah.
It's going from, is it Close to You into because it's playing that little like breakbeat kind of jazzy ride bell sort of thing, and then straight into a huge fat dancing number. Brilliant. Truly brilliant. But I had an honorable mention for the parrot in Frontier Psychiatrist.
I was going to say that as well.
Ready. Like, the audacity to do that. Like, what the hell?
It's crazy.
You're truly going insane at that point on that shit. If the parrot's doing that to you. And for fattest riff from Jamie XX, I had Gosh as well, but I'll go in the rest is noise. I think it's about halfway through. Everything gets really quiet, and then it comes straight back in with like the drums and the bass. I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that is a classic. Anyway.
Yeah, very, very cool. Very cool. Gosh, definitely the fattest. Obviously, it's the fattest. It's really the only one that is like that kind of fat, or maybe Good Times. Cool. What song's going in
The ad.
our Spotify playlist? The Record Royale, our favourite songs from each album we've done. Avalanches for me. Could have probably picked a few. I'm going to go with Live at Domino's, though.
Nice.
I think it's the second last song, third last song on the album.
Yep.
But it just goes so hard. And it comes out of a couple of songs that are a bit more low key. So when that hits, it's just like, yeah, I'm at the club.
Yeah. Let's do this.
and then I'm doing Gosh for Jamie XX.
Yeah.
It's the only song that really like grabbed my attention from the get go and didn't piss me off.
Yeah.
What are yours, Adam?
For Jamie XX, I'll go Obs, just because I thought that had a lot of textures in it that I really liked.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
It was a tough one between that one, and I really liked Hold Tight as well.
Okay.
Which but anyway, that whole section. But I'll say Obs. And then for Since I Left You, I had 2 hearts in 3/4 time actually.
Nice.
Just 'cause I really like the sample on it, like the laugh, like the girls' vocals. That's just so beautiful.
And the start of it as well.
Yeah, it's
that song reminded me of one of the songs off Igor.
Yeah.
The intro reminded me of, I can't remember what the song's called off Igor. So I was like, standing here, random door.
Like Gone or something.
Yeah, one of
like
them.
that.
But yeah, reminded me heaps of that. I wonder if he picked up any influences. What was yours, Brad? Oh no, you did Jamie XX, Adam?
Yeah, I did Obs.
Oh, Obs, true, yeah. Brad, what were yours?
I'll do Girl for In Color. I just think that's such a lovely little outro, and it's definitely one of the high points, I'd say. Very textured and thick, and it's like the sample that they pull from. They do a really good job of flipping it. And so hard to go off Since I Left You. I have no idea. I could choose. You can't just choose one song, but I might have to just go the title track.
Yeah,
because this
decent.
It reminds me. I haven't been to Europe, but if I go to Europe, I'm thinking it's like that. It's like this whole start of the album, just like Europe.
Yeah,
I feel like that whole first half. I said it before, but like those early Disney movies, like Snow White or something. It feels like that.
Absolutely, like Alice in Wonderland or something.
Yeah.
How you said it was hard to pick a song. They apparently found it really hard to pick singles because, like what you said, every song has to flow so well, so it was hard to pick one out of the others. But yeah, cool. All right, Adam, you're up for
2 truths and a lie.
Kane.
So for this one,
I am Kane. You're always good at this.
I've got these are. It's not really funny, but it's just cool. They're samples from the Avalanches album. So first one is they used a Sesame Street sample on Close to You. They used Holiday by Madonna on Little Journey, or they used Red House by Jimi Hendrix in Live at Domino's.
I know the Madonna's one's right.
Yeah, I know Madonna's right as well. So Jimi Hendrix or Sesame Street? I want to say Sesame Street is right because that is cool, and I think that might be something they would have done. What Jimi Hendrix song did you say?
It's Red House. It's like there's a little guitar. You can hear it when they. You know how you can kind of hear heaps of people congregating, like at the start. Sounds like you're just entering a club. You can hear like a little guitar solo just over the top. But
and what was the Sesame Street one?
It's just it's like I don't actually recognize the characters, but they were just these 2 random characters.
On
talking
what track's that?
On Close to You.
True.
And you can just hear it. It's similar to the Jimi Hendrix one. It's just kind of like you wouldn't notice it. I watched a video on all the samples.
I saw that as well.
That was the only way I knew.
Through,
yeah.
I'm thinking, for some reason, Sesame Street rings a bell that they might have used that on Wildflower. I'm thinking. For some reason. Maybe I'm just thinking that there's a bit in one of the songs where they use like kids singing. Maybe that's just reminding me of that. But furthermore, I'd have no idea. I might go whatever you guys say. I'll just do the other one.
Furthermore, I am clueless. Yeah, I'm clueless. Hey, I'm gonna go.
I'll go Sesame Street.
All right, I'll go Jimi Hendrix then,
Yeah.
just because I think Sesame Street sounds. I think they would have done that.
Sesame Street was pretty 90s, wasn't it? Was that 2000s?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't reckon they use Jimi Hendrix. I reckon you've stumbled across Jimi Hendrix this week and he's been in your head. You've been thinking about him.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix is the lie.
There you go.
Yeah, boy.
You got
Nice.
it. There is a guitar solo over the top of that, which I thought sounded like it, but it wasn't. So I stuck him in there.
Well
Yeah.
played, sir.
There you
Well
go.
played.
It's weird. The Sesame Street one, they actually use like 3 different Sesame Street samples on the same track.
Sick.
It's just all in the background though. It almost doesn't add much. It's weird. But yeah.
I'm sure that's
Have a
what
listen.
the majority of the samples were of these
Yeah.
3,500.
Yeah.
It's just like adding noise, yeah.
Yeah. Just adding, atmosphere.
You know how they had 16 years between their 2 albums.
Mm.
Was that by choice or was that they split up or what was the
I
go
think it was
there?
a bit of everything, hey. I think
They-
they were in kind of like... Well, clearing samples is like obviously almost like it's really hard to do now, I think, compared to back then as well. So they said that they had been sitting on Wildflower. Yeah, I think it was like some songs were really, really like almost 10 years old and whatnot.
I read an article about him and they said that 2 years after Since I Left You, they released a press release saying they were about to release an album.
God.
Because they were that confident that they were getting there. And then apparently just like I think there were drugs involved and like alcohol problems and they never broke up, but I think they just like got very sidetracked a lot.
True.
So it just there
you go.
But
the Australian way.
there you go.
Yeah, I'm
still
so
kill
keen
it.
for the new album as well.
That's crazy.
I've tried to keep away from the singles. I know Blood Orange is on one. Have
you heard the Rivers Cuomo one?
No. I'm
You would have heard it if you've listened to Triple J. It's on,
I don't
they
listen to
pump
Triple
it.
J. Thank God.
There you go.
Yeah.
You won't have heard.
What do you mean Rivers Cuomo? Is he on it or do they sample
Yeah, he's
him?
the singer.
What's the go?
No, he's the singer.
Oh, true.
It's like it's more like wild. It's not like all samples or anything.
more like a song.
It's kind of like Wildflower. Yeah, more like a song.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and listen to Wildflower
Yeah.
because I love this album. And speaking of loving the album, how much did we love the album this week? What are we rating them? Adam, what are we rating them?
Oh my god, I didn't even think of this. I'll go for Avalanches. I'll go. No. Parrots.
Yeah.
We'll go Parrots for Since I Left You, and for Jamie XX we'll go. I have no idea. Has anyone got a good one for
Good Times.
Good Times? Yeah, we'll go Good Times. Yeah,
Let's go.
nice.
Good save, Brad.
Thanks, Bradley.
All right.
Brad, you're gonna kick it off.
I got to kick it off. Okay.
Avalanches out of 10 Parrots.
All right. I think we know where this is coming. I haven't done a 10 yet on this podcast, and this is without a doubt a 10 in my books.
Let's
So
go.
there's a 10. I think this album changed the way like I listen to music. I think like I would not be into hip hop or other forms of music besides like rock and roll, and that's pretty much it. Without this album, I think it's like it taught that like good music is just like you can find the best in music in any genre. I think, and you can appreciate music for what it's worth. And as long as this album exists, I would never be truly sad or depressed, I think. And I can't say that for like any other album. And yeah, I think anyone who wants to listen, like who's looking to go outside their comfort zone, whatever you're doing, this album is great for any setting. Like driving, camping, studying, traveling, whatever you want. I think
that's true. That is super.
It's crazy.
Very true.
And like,
there's not many albums like that.
I would have thought that I would have got over this album one day, but coming back this week, I'm like even more fascinated and still just as immersed in it as I have from when I first listened to it. So yeah, 10 Parrots.
10 Parrots. First 10 for you, Brad.
Yep.
That's big. 13 episodes in, 26 albums. All right, Adam. What are you out of 10?
I'm going to give it 10 Parrots as well, actually. Because I feel like you can't, like, I couldn't find a fault. I tried to think of one, but there is like it's just so unique, and like I don't think there's wasted. I feel like I disagreed with you earlier, but there is a little bit of wasted time on Jamie XX's album. Like there is a bit of space that he could have like. It adds to it, but it doesn't feel like that on Since I Left You. Like every moment, there's something like some little addition, and every time you listen back through it, you get something else out of it, which you can't really say for every album. And I feel like it's a long lasting album if you want to get into it. It
gets better with age as well.
You can just keep coming back to it, and you're never going to get bored.
Very fine wine.
It's got legs. That's what it's got. It's got legs.
Nice.
So yeah,
tree trunks.
It's a 10 from me. There you go.
Do I got to do it? I was tossing up.
Oh shit!
I don't know if I can give it a 10A. It's either a 9 or a 10. You know what? Fuck it. It's a 10.
Whoa!
3. I think it's a
Yes.
10. Oh, maybe it's a 9.
No,
I'm gonna go 9.
Okay.
Nah,
Hey, I'll
not
give
doing
you,
peer
I'll give
pressure.
you the record, and you'll be a 10 in like 3 months. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true. Oh, yeah, it is so good. No, I've never because this is the first time I've ever listened to any of.
I
the
remember
songs. I've never
when we
heard
played
any
it
of them.
in the car on the way back from Brisbane, and then you were driving, and I was in the seat, and I was playing this. You were like, "Can you turn it off?" I was like, "No." I knew we'd one day do a podcast.
Yeah.
And we would come around to it. That's great.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't want to listen to that when I was driving.
Exactly.
Come on,
That's
but now I would. It's so fresh. I've never heard anything like that I was like chasing. I was actually looking forward to listening to it all week.
nice. That's so good.
But I'm gonna give it a 9 just because I'm not there yet for a 10. I'm not there yet for a 10 because there are parts that I thought I could skip, and I would probably skip a couple of songs. I think ETOH, Summer Crane.
Yeah.
There's 2 in a row. I think
Okay.
those 2 in a row that
Bit
I
of a
would
low
probably
point.
give them the
I
miss.
feel that.
Yeah,
Mm.
but maybe it's a 10 actually.
Hey, no,
It's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9. I'm sticking with 9.
Yeah.
Swoosh. All right, Jamie XX. Brad,
Okay.
how many good times for you?
I'm going
this
to give
evening?
this 8 good times because I need this album. It is like a go-to album for hanging out. It's such a good something to have on vinyl as well. There's always a time and a place for this album, and it's usually when I'm by myself. It's usually a solo record. I wouldn't give it higher just because Romy and Oliver off the XX, I find their tracks kind of passionless and kind of boring.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
And them tracks kind of feel like just like a remix Jamie XX song. Sorry, so I couldn't give it higher, but I love his sound design. He's the king of like modular synths. I don't even know if he uses modular synths, but I'll say he does anyway. So I'll give it 8. 8 good times.
Nice.
Adam?
I'm going to give it 7 good times because I did have a good time with this album, but I probably do need a little longer with it. But I mean, I loved just sitting, and it's a good one to like unwind and not think about much else.
Yeah.
Just because it's definitely like you feel like you're in it, but I also there were parts that did seem to get a bit repetitive, but probably more just because it's up against Since I Left You. that it's hard to. It kind of diminishes it a little bit for me. I think if it was up against another album that was similar, it might be higher. But yeah, there you go. 7.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the tale of 2 albums. I was pretty sad and impatient and angry when I was listening to In Colour.
Okay.
I thought I didn't really want to bar it, but I had to for the integrity of this podcast, and I listened to it many times throughout the week, probably more than like most albums because we had 9 days between the last recording, and man, tell you what, really didn't like it. I really like what you said, Brad, though, the sound of it.
Yeah.
Heaps good, but God, some of those songs are boring and don't go anywhere. They really don't go anywhere. Those 2, especially you said, I can't remember this Seesaw. I think the one with Romy.
That's my least favorite track.
That like what's the go there? Come on, you're so sad, so sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super well produced, but I hated it. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
There
I'm
you
giving
go.
it a 5.
Okay. Just
I wouldn't say I hated it, just because like I appreciate it and I respect the sound of it and the diversity in the sounds on the album, like the instruments and stuff like that. But in terms of songs and me wanting to listen to these songs.
Didn't do it.
No, thank you.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Well
5.
said. No, well said.
Yeah, so, man, this is our new top album. This is a new top dog.
I knew
29 out of 30
Yeah.
for Since I Left You. 20 out of 30 for In Colour. New top dog.
Whoa.
Man. Number
Phoenix
one
fans are not
album
going to be
so
happy
far.
I
about
think it
that.
deserves it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if the albums we got coming up, if any of them come close to getting...
When we get to our
29 out of
bracket
30.
episode, I think that one will probably... That's my early prediction. I think
We
that's...
should let the people know right now.
Yeah.
Episode 17 will be a tournament-style bracket between all the albums that we've covered. But we still have a few. We still got... How many before that? 3?
3.
3 episodes?
yeah.
14, 15, 16. Next week on the show, we are doing... I'm pretty keen. Modern Baseball. You're going to miss it all. Is going up against the Smith Street Band. Throw Me in the River.
Yes. Another Australian album.
Throw me in the river.
Hannah, throw me in the river. Throw me in the Hannah River.
Throw me in the Hannah. That's heaps funny.
Yeah.
I'm heaps keen.
I haven't listened to these 2 albums in a while, but I know them pretty well.
Yeah.
So it should be cool. This is what I like about doing this little podcast is when we listen to the 2 albums together throughout the week, it just makes me listen to them way differently and actually think about them so much differently. So please listen along with us throughout the week. Modern Baseball, You're Gonna Miss It All, and Throw Me in the River by the Smith Street Band.
Woohoo!
But yeah, Since I Left You,
Damn.
damn,
That's crazy.
winner.
hot
I'm
damn.
so glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved
That's
it.
sick.
I would go as far as to say I loved it.
Yes.
And it was this close to getting 3 10s. Imagine that. Imagine the scenes.
We'd have to shut this down. I think.
Yeah,
Podcast
we couldn't
is
get
over.
any higher. Yeah, cool. Follow us on the socials at Record Royale. Pretty please. Get in touch on the polls. We'll be posting up the good stuff throughout the week. Yeah, Modern Baseball and Smith Street Band next week. Another Australian album. So that's cool. We're 2 out of 14. 2 out of
We're getting there.
28. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. See Brad. See Adam.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Good one.